Hi friends, this is Mrs. Hardy. Today we're going to learn how to make a kazoo at home. A kazoo is a part of the percussion family. It's what we consider auxiliary percussion, and that means it's kind of extra. So it's a little bit different from other percussion instruments because instead of hitting something, shaking something, or scraping it, you're actually humming into the instrument or singing into the instrument, causing a little membrane, which is kind of like a drum head, like the top of a drum, to vibrate. And so I've got a kazoo here, and this one, my parents visited a kazoo factory. Yes, they actually make a bunch of these. And this is a special one. It's shaped like a trumpet, which if you know me, you know that I play trumpet, so I thought that was pretty cool. And it's got an area at the front for you to hum into. And then that little membrane I was talking about, that's in here. And it's just a very thin piece of almost like tissue paper. And as I hum into it, it makes that buzzing sound. If you listen to one of my stories, I Know a Shy Fellow Who Swallowed a Cello, um, in my last video that I posted, there was a kazoo that he swallowed, and it was a little smaller than this kazoo, but it was still the same kind of instrument. Most of the time you see them in dollar stores. They're made out of plastic. They're really small. If you're going to make your own kazoo, you can use things that you have at home. Right now, a bunch of us, I'm sure, have some of these. Empty toilet paper roll. Okay, so really to make your kazoo, all you need is that, some wax paper, and a rubber band. Now you can decorate this however you want, and I'll show you a couple of examples. So first things first, if you're going to decorate your tube, you can do a couple of things. It's pretty much up to you however you want to decorate it. Just don't cover the openings on either end. Okay, so you could paint it, you could draw on it with different colored markers. You could use colored duct tape. I have some colored duct tape here, and that's really easy because all I'm going to do is wrap it around. Nice part about duct tape, it's not going to take forever to dry. You're going to have plenty of other things you can do with it, because once you've got the duct tape on there, if you really wanted to, you could take a Sharpie and draw patterns all over it. You could draw musical symbols. You know, give it a couple of seconds for the ink to dry so that you're not smearing it all over the place, but it doesn't take long, as you can see. You can do little patterns. You can draw shapes. I have another one that I painted with some metallic paint because I happen to have some, and I made patterns all over it. So the next thing that you want to do is to cut about a 6-inch piece of square wax paper. Now it doesn't have to be exact. In fact, I kind of eyeballed this one. Some of the sides are a little bit off. My lines aren't exactly straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to have enough to cover the top of the instrument and hold it down with the rubber band. So now that I've got my tube and I've got my wax paper, I'm going to take the tube and put it in the center of the wax paper and kind of hold it in place like that. So now I've got this wax paper overlapping. Now you don't want to put the rubber band too far down on the tube, so just far enough down that it will hold everything in place. And depending on your rubber band, you may only wrap it around once or twice. I happen to have some really large rubber bands. And then you can trim off some of the extra wax paper. The reason for this is you don't want to be holding on to the wax paper while you're playing your instrument. If you do, it won't vibrate and then you won't have a sound. So there you go, friends. That is your homemade kazoo. It's really easy. And to play it, all you do is you hold the cardboard tube. Remember, we don't want to hold the membrane because that needs to vibrate. And you hum into it. And so there we have it. We have our homemade kazoo. And you're going to want to hold on to these and some of the other instruments we're going to be making, because we're going to be using them for a song that I'm going to be teaching you in one of my next videos. Bye!